Hey everybody, welcome to Everyday Cooking with Lynn
and Heather.
Today we are going to do something we've been promising for a couple weeks. Fried chicken.
Yum.
Fried chicken and whipped mashed potatoes. So stay tuned and enjoy.
Okay, so here is a bowl of potatoes I've already cooked, peeled and cooked, and they're nice and tender. Now this is a full bag of potatoes because I'm serving more than just Chad and I. We're actually serving for the family. So here, I put in a stick and a half of butter, and I'm going to add heavy whipping cream, because that's how I do my potatoes. Now, there are other recipes out there that you can add anything you want to the potatoes. My mother actually does a block of cream cheese with her potatoes during the holidays, which is, it's good, it's really good. But I really prefer the butter and the heavy whipping cream. Now, these are just regular baking potatoes is what I used. Peeled, cut them up into chunks, put them on the stove, and I cooked them for like 40 minutes, or until they're tender. Until you can put a fork all the way through them, then you'll know that they're done.
A trick when you're boiling the potatoes, if you take a wood spoon and put it across the top of your pot, you'll find that you don't get that bubble over like you do when you're boiling stuff. I learned that.
Oh, that's a good trick. I never knew that one.
Yep, I learned that recently.
See, we learn as we go sometimes. So, like I said, I have already put the butter in there. Again, a stick and a half of butter. And I'm going to add the heavy whipping cream. So now we're going to use this to smooth it all out, because I really don't like chunky mashed potatoes. I like the smooth kind.
Do you put anything else like salt, pepper, anything right now? Or
I put a little bit of salt when I cook them. But I'm not going to add anything else to this. I'm going to let people add the salt as they want, because some people don't like heavy salt. Or garlic, if you want to add garlic. I sometimes do that, sometimes I don't. I'm not going to today. So now we're just going to do this. And when I finish creaming them, because you're going to mix, pour in a little cream, mix, pour in a little cream.
I'll do the cream.
Okay.
That'll be my job.
So that's how we're going to do it. Now, we have mixed this as much as we can. It's nice and smooth. As I was mixing it, I was putting cream in it. She was pouring it for me. And like I said, it was a stick and a half of butter. And just remember that when you do these, it will spray out a little bit, so be careful. You had to do a little bit of cleanup. Because I don't own an apron right now. So this is what it looks like. Nice and creamy. Look at that. Look at that. Isn't that nice?
That just screams gravy.
Yep. And now we're going to do the rest of it. We're going to make gravy, and we're also going to make fried chicken.
Now it's time for fried chicken. Now the way I do fried chicken is multiple steps. Don't think you're going to do one and not the other. Do all the steps I tell you to do, and it'll come out the way it should. First thing you're going to want to do is, you can pick whatever cut of chicken that you like. To try and be a little health conscious, I use skinless, boneless breasted chicken. I take the chicken, lay it out as flat as I can. I don't pound it, because you still want that nice thick meatiness, because it's going to be like a tender. Cut it into 3 parts. When you have all your chicken cut up, you want to put it into a buttermilk brine. No salt, just buttermilk. 24 hours is great, but if it's one of those things where that morning you decided you want fried chicken, 6 to 8 hours is good. 24 hours is ideal. So this is my chicken in the buttermilk brine. Do not throw out the buttermilk. That is going to be part of your dredge for putting on the coating of the chicken. Okay? So I'll put this back here. The next thing we're going to show you is how to make the dredge. The dredge is the coating. It's the crispy, good, flavorful yumminess that is fried chicken. I'm going to try and give you the amounts. I don't really measure. It's more, make sure you have enough to cover all the chicken. Now, I actually had, I believe, 8 pieces of chicken that I cut up. So you're probably going to do at least 3 cups of flour. And again, it's better to have more and have to throw it out than to try and add more when you're actually doing the chicken. It's dirty, it's messy, it's a real pain in the rear. So we have flour, flavored breadcrumbs, about 2 cups. You can use regular breadcrumbs. I like the flavored breadcrumbs because I think it kicks it up a notch. And I just did that on purposely just to tick someone off. So, parsley.
Don't worry, I can edit it out.
Parsley, 2 to 3 tablespoons. Garlic powder, 2 to 3 tablespoons. Unless you have a friend who always says she's allergic when she really isn't, then you put more in. Oregano, 2 to 3 tablespoons. Smoked paprika. You can use regular paprika. I like the smoked paprika, but again, to taste. I would say roughly about 2 tablespoons, or whatever's left in the bottle in my case. Add it to the list! Basil, 1 tablespoon. Basil is very strong. You don't want too much basil. Basil will kill any recipe if you put too much in there. This is cumin. Odd for fried chicken, but with cumin you want to do roughly around 1.5 teaspoons. It's just something to give it that little extra kick. Not that you're going to do anything with that kick, but you know. Okay, and then you just take a whisk it all together. Yum, yum, yum. Okay. Alright. Nice and mixed together. If you don't have an assistant, you have to put your own stuff away. Where are we going to throw these at? Yeah, let's throw them right there. We're going to bring the chicken back. Now, the way we're going to do this is, the chicken's been sitting in the buttermilk for 24 hours. You're going to go chicken, coating, buttermilk, coating, to the hot oil on the pan. That's the way you want it to go. You usually want to keep it around medium to high. Now what's going to happen is as you cook, it's going to get a lot hotter and it's going to get to be a little dangerous. So always keep an eye on the hot oil. Some people use Crisco. That's fine. I just use oil because it's a lot faster and easier than having to wait for the Crisco to melt. Okay, we're ready to drop these into the hot oil. Now, here's the thing, like I said before with working with hot oil, keep something there if it gets too hot and starts getting out of control. If you have a gas stove, it's great, because once you kill the heat, you kill the heat. But keep a pan top handy to put on top of this if it gets too hot. The other thing, too, when you see that it's starting to bubble, you're actually going to start hearing it. That's when you know it's ready to go. So, first thing we're going to do, you got a nice piece of chicken there. Put that bad boy in. Okay, dredge it again. And butter it again, or coat it again. And I don't know if you'll be able to hear this on the camera, but let's see. That is a pretty sound.
Yum, right?
That is a pretty sound. Fried chicken can be daunting because you're working with hot grease. If you have a fryer, you can definitely use a fryer. I did that recently. I liked the fryer, but I found I couldn't get as much chicken in it as I do when I use the actual pans. So if you're having a lot of people and you're making this for a large group, doing it with the pans is better unless you have a big fryer. So give me a few minutes. Let me get a couple of these bad boys in and we'll be right back to you and show you how they're cooking. Hi everybody. So here we have our finished product. Homemade fried chicken with homemade whipped potatoes. You'll see we got a little bit of homemade gravy on that. And as usual, I'm Lynn and I'm Heather. This has been Everyday Cooking with Lynn and Heather, and we really hope you enjoy this. Now we gotta go because we gotta get it up. We gotta eat. Hey everybody. We just wanted to give you a little snippet while we're doing our fried chicken today. The gravy is all homemade. We will be posting the video on how to do homemade gravy when we do our Thanksgiving episode, because at that time I want to show you how to do it from drippings and how to separate the fat. So keep an eye out for a homemade gravy spectacular.